So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the research that Chat GPT did, and then I'm going to put that into a strategy. And I think we can create a strategy where we own TQQQ, but only own it if it's above the 200-day moving average, and then also always own put spreads, right? So we'll leave like some percentage of the account in put spreads on a regular basis. I guess that's the other thing we should think about is what percentage of the account do we want to put into put spreads as well? Right? Because that's another thing that we want to consider. So let me start telling our AI what to do here. We'll say, make a strategy that uses 90% of the account to buy TQQQ, but only when it's above the 200-day moving average. If TQQQ is below the 200-day moving average, then we should not own it, right? So it should buy or sell TQQQ based on the 200-day moving average. Then what I want you to do is I want you to take, let's say, about 7% of the account and constantly roll. Actually, not even, I think 7% is probably too much, right? I think we probably should use a smaller amount. It kind of also makes it so we're going to have a bigger account size for this, but let's try it out. Let's see what happens. We can play around with this a little bit. This research is still coming back here. Then please use 5% of the account to buy a put spread as described like this below. Right, and this is still doing it. You might have to sell some of the TQQQ in order to buy the put spread. Right, so basically we're going to have 90% of our money inside of TQQQ on a regular basis, but only if it's above the 200-day moving average. And then we're going to take 5% of the account and buy this put spread so we actually make money on the way down. I think that's going to be really interesting. So we own TQQQ only for above the 200-day moving average. And then if and we use that with we do that with the 200-day. Yeah, we do 90. Okay, so we use 90% of the account to buy TQQQ, but only if it's above the 200-day moving average. And then we're going to take 5% of our account and we're going to put into a put spread that's going to be rolling on a regular basis. So that will make us money. So TQQQ should make us a lot of money when the stock market's going up. It's one of the best, like it's an incredible ETF. I don't know if you guys have ever seen TQQQ. This is why I love this thing. By the way, TQQQ is incredible. If you look over a long time period, it's up 24,000% since it started. That's crazy. Like this is like getting into like Nvidia or Amazon territory, and you don't have to pick the stock, right? You just pick the whole index, right? The problem with TQQQ is that it does get hit pretty hard in downturns. So when things fall, it does get hit pretty hard. That's why we do this 200-day moving average. That protects you against a lot of that, right? Or at least historically has protected against something like that. Again, not financial advice here. But if we own TQQQ, we can make a lot of money on the way up. And then if we hit below the 200-day moving average, we exit so that we prevent big losses with that. And then on top of that, now we're going to own this put spread that could potentially even make us money on the way down, which I think is pretty damn interesting.
So what do you think about that? Put it into the comments. Let me know. I respond to all of your comments. So I'm very interested to hear what you thought about the video and what do you want to see next. And of course, if you're interested in any of this stuff, go check it out at botspot.trade.